The Ministry of Corporate Affairs, in exercise of the powers conferred upon it by Sections 133 read with 469 of the Companies Act, 2013 and subsection 1 of Section 210 of the Companies Act, 1956, and in consultation with the National Advisory Committee on Accounting Standards, NACAS, publishes the Indian Accounting Standards, Ind AS, through the Companies Indian Accounting Standards. The Companies Indian Accounting Standards Rules 2015 were initially notified on 16 February 2015 by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA. Following this, several revisions have been made, as well as the introduction of new standards to replace the current ones. The rules, which were notified in February 2015, establish a framework for the application of Ind AS to entities other than insurance companies, banks, and non-bank finance firms. The Ind AS are phased in for corporations based on their listing status and net worth. From 1 April 2018, scheduled commercial banks, SCBs, except regional rural banks, RRBs, were first obliged to comply with Indian accounting standards, Ind AS. However, the RBI suspended the implementation of Ind AS by 1 year in a press release dated 5 April 2018, i.e. 2019 to 2020 would have been the first year of Ind AS, with 2018 to 2019 serving as the comparative year. The RBI, in a notification dated 22 March 2019, further delayed the implementation of the Ind AS until further notice. This is because the RBI recommended modifications are currently being considered by the Government of India, and so the RBI has decided to suspend the application of Ind AS until further notice. Similarly, the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, IRDA, released a circular on 1 March 2016 mandating insurance businesses to comply with Indian standards beginning 1 April 2018. Additionally, insurers must provide pro forma Ind AS financial statements beginning with the quarter ended 31 December 2016. Later, in a circular dated 28 June 2017, IRDA suspended the implementation of Ind AS in the insurance industry for 2 years, stating that Ind AS will be applicable to insurance businesses beginning 1 April 2020. However, in accordance with IRDA's circular of 21 January 2020 and in light of the IASB's ongoing work on IFRS, IRDAI has revoked its circular dated 28 June 2017. As a result, the effective date of Ind AS for insurance firms is unknown. This chapter makes an attempt to address concerns about the application of Ind AS. Following questions will help to understand the application clearly. Question 1. Is Ind AS applicable to all companies simultaneously? The answer is no. Ind AS will be applicable phase-wise on Indian businesses. The table illustrates the scope of application of Ind AS on the business that are not insurance companies, banks or non-banking finance companies. Pause the video and note the table clearly. Companies whose equity and or debt securities are listed on or are in the process of being listed on a stock market in India or abroad. It shall not, however, apply to companies whose securities are listed or are in the process of being listed on a SME exchange as defined in Chapter XB or on the institutional trading platform without having conducted an initial public offering in accordance with the provisions of Chapter XC of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, Issuance of Capital and Disclosure Requirements, Regulations, 2009. Mandatory application of Ind AS shall also be made to holding, subsidiary, joint venture, and associate companies of the above-mentioned companies. Additionally, it will become compulsory on a company who voluntarily elect to comply with the IND AS for financial statements for accounting periods beginning on or after 1st April 2015, including comparative data for periods ending on 31st March 2015 or thereafter. Question 2. Is the term net worth defined? Yes. Net worth of a company is defined under Section 257 of the Companies Act 2013 as amended by the Companies Amendment Act 2017 as below. Net worth means the aggregate value of the paid-up share capital and all reserves created out of the profits, securities premium account and debit or credit balance of profit and loss account after deducting the aggregate value of the accumulated losses, deferred expenditure and miscellaneous expenditure not written off, as per the audited balance sheet, but does not include reserves created out of revaluation of assets, write-back of depreciation and amalgamation. Question 3. A company accounted for receipt of grant from government as in the nature of promoter's contribution and the same was included in capital reserve as per as 12, accounting for government grants. Is such capital reserve required to be included for computation of net worth to assess and as applicability? In substance, the capital reserve in the nature of promoter's contribution is a capital contribution by promoters. Therefore, such a capital reserve should be included for computation of net worth. Based on IND AS Transition Facilitation Group, ITFG, Clarification Bulletin, Q4. Will the net worth be calculated as per accounting standards notified? Q5. When should a company determine if it meets the net worth requirements? In the case of companies other than insurance companies, banks, and non-banking financial institutions. A. When calculating net worth, use either the 31st March 2014 closing balance or the first set of audited financial statements for an accounting period that ends after this date. B. In the case of new companies or existing companies that meet any of the aforementioned standards for the first time after 31st March 2014, net worth is computed using the first audited financial statements ending after that date in which the thresholds are met. If, for example, a company meets the criterion on 31st March 2017, it will use IND AS with comparatives for fiscal year 2016 to 2017 for fiscal year 2017 to 2018. Consequently, 1st April 2017 is the transition date, reporting period is 2017 to 2018, and comparative period is 2016 to 2017. For NBFCs. A. If the accounting period ends after 31st March 2016, the net worth will be computed using the first set of audited financial statements for that period. B. For NBFCs that did not exist on 31st March 2016, or for an existing NBFC that meets any of the above conditions for the first time after that date, net worth is computed using the most recent audited financial statements available. If, for example, an NBFC meets the threshold on 31st March 2019, it will use IND AS for the 2019 to 2020 fiscal year with comparatives for the 2018 to 2019 fiscal year. Because of this, the transition date is 1st April 2019, the reporting year is 2019 to 2020, and the comparable period is 2018 to 2019. Transition date. Question 6. Is it mandatory for a corporation to check the applicability of Ind AS at the conclusion of every financial year? When a company doesn't match the conditions for applying Ind AS, it must reevaluate its financial position until it does. Q8. A company has a net worth above 250 crore rupees but below 500 crore rupees as on 31st March 2014 but has a net worth above 500 crore rupees as on 31st March 2016. When should the company first apply Ind AS? Rule 4.2 of the Companies, Indian Accounting Standards, Rules 2015 states as under. For the purposes of calculation of net worth of companies under Subrule 1, the following principles shall apply, namely, the net worth shall be calculated in accordance with the standalone financial statements of the company as on 31st March 2014 or the first audited financial statements for accounting period which ends after that date. B. For companies which are not in existence on 31st March 2014 or an existing company falling under any of thresholds specified in Subrule 1, for the first time after 31st March 2014, the net worth shall be calculated on the basis of the first audited financial statements ending after that date in respect of which it meets the thresholds specified in Subrule 1. Explanation: for the purposes of subclause B, the companies meeting the specified thresholds given in Subrule 1 for the first time at the end of an accounting year shall apply Indian Accounting Standards Ind AS from the immediate next accounting year in the manner specified in Subrule 1. As per point B above, any company that meets the thresholds in a particular financial year will apply Ind AS from the immediately next financial year. In the instant case, the company meets the threshold of 500 crore rupees on 31st March 2016. Hence, it should apply Ind AS from 2016 to 2017 with comparatives of 2015 to 2016 irrespective of the fact that its net worth was between 250 crore rupees and 500 crore rupees as on 31st March 2014. Based on Ind AS Transition Facilitation Group, ITFG, Clarification Bulletin. Question 9. Can a company apply Ind AS voluntarily? Yes, companies can voluntarily apply Ind AS for accounting periods beginning on or after 1st April 2015. When an entity applies it voluntarily, it will also have to prepare and present the comparative period as per Ind AS. For example, if an entity applies Ind AS voluntarily for the financial year 2015 to 2016, it will have to prepare comparative period of 2014 to 2015 also as per Ind AS. Once the Ind AS are applied voluntarily, it shall be irrevocable. Question 10. Is Ind AS applicable to consolidated financial statements? Yes, Ind AS once required to be complied with in accordance with the rules shall apply to both standalone financial statements and consolidated financial statements. In short, every company that prepares its financial statements in accordance with Ind AS either voluntarily or mandatorily will have to apply Ind AS to both its standalone financial statements and consolidated financial statements. Question 11. Can a company, which chooses to voluntarily apply Ind AS, apply Ind AS only to consolidated financial statements without applying it to standalone financial statements? No. Every company that prepares its financial statements in accordance with Ind AS either voluntarily or mandatorily will have to apply Ind AS to both its standalone financial statements and consolidated financial statements. Question 12. If a company applies Ind AS by virtue of the threshold limit mentioned above, will Ind AS apply to all of its holding, subsidiaries, associates and joint ventures also? If a company is mandated to apply Ind AS by virtue of the threshold limit mentioned above, its holding, subsidiary, joint venture or associate companies will also have to apply Ind AS. However, this rule does not apply to overseas holding, subsidiary, joint venture or associate entities of an Indian company. Overseas subsidiary, associate, joint venture and other similar entities of an Indian company may prepare its standalone financial statements in accordance with the requirements of the specific jurisdiction. Nevertheless, such Indian companies will have to mandatorily prepare its consolidated financial statements in accordance with the Ind AS. Also, this rule does not apply to holding, subsidiary, joint venture or associate companies of scheduled commercial banks, excluding RRBs. They will have to apply Ind AS from 1st April 2018 onwards. Question 13. For the definition of holding, subsidiary, joint venture and associate companies, what should a company refer to? The Companies Act 2013, Companies, Accounting Standards, Rules 2006 or the Companies, Accounting Standards, Rules 2015. As per the rules, words and expressions used herein and not defined in these rules but defined in the Act shall have the same meaning respectively assigned to them in the Act. Since these terms are defined in the annexure to the rules, i.e., in Ind AS, the definitions in Ind AS would be used to determine holding, subsidiary, joint venture and associate companies. Q14. Does the term subsidiary companies include only direct subsidiaries? As per the Ind AS, the term subsidiary includes both direct and step-down subsidiaries. Similarly, the term holding includes ultimate holding company. 15. ABC Ltd, that is required to apply Ind AS by virtue of the threshold limit, has a banking company as a holding subsidiary joint venture associate company. How will it apply Ind AS? Notwithstanding the roadmap for companies, the holding, subsidiary, joint venture or associate companies of scheduled commercial banks, excluding RRBs, would be required to prepare Ind AS-based financial statements for accounting periods beginning from 1st April 2018 onwards. Hence, ABC Ltd will not be required to prepare Ind AS financial statements as per the roadmap for companies. Q16. Will Ind AS be applicable to interim financial statements as well? As per the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, circular dated 30th November 2015, companies adopting Ind AS will have to prepare and present quarterly financial statements as per Ind AS along with comparatives. Question 17. Can a company apply IFRS instead of Ind AS? The Companies Accounting Standards, Rules 2015 requires application of Ind AS only. It does not give an option to apply IFRS instead on Ind AS. Hence, a company cannot apply IFRS instead of Ind AS. Question 18. A Ltd is a listed company and has three subsidiaries X Ltd, Y Ltd and Z Limited. As on 31st March 2014, the net worth of A Ltd is 1000 crore rupees, X Ltd is 50 crore rupees, Y Ltd is 300 crore rupees and Z Ltd is 100 crore rupees. All the three subsidiaries are non-listed public companies. Case A. On 31st December 2014, A Ltd had sold off its entire investment in X Limited. Therefore, X Ltd was no longer a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 31st March 2015. Is X Ltd required to prepare its financial statements as per Ind AS? Case B. On 31st December 2015, A Ltd had sold off its entire investment in Y Limited. Therefore, Y Ltd was no longer a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 31st March 2016. Is Y Ltd required to prepare its financial statements as per Ind AS? Case C. On 31st December 2016, A Ltd had sold off its entire investment in Z Limited. Therefore, Z Ltd was no longer a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 31st March 2017. Is X Ltd required to prepare its financial statements as per Ind AS? A Ltd meets the net worth criteria as on 31st March 2014. Hence, A Ltd will have to prepare standalone and consolidated financial statements as per Ind AS from 1st April 2016. Also, holding, subsidiary, associate and joint ventures of A Ltd will have to prepare their financial statements as per Ind AS from that date, except as discussed below. Case A. X Ltd is not a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 1st April 2016. Hence, X Ltd is not required to prepare financial statements as per Ind AS. Case B. Y Ltd is not a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 1st April 2016. Hence, Y Ltd is not required to prepare financial statements as per Ind AS. Case C. A Ltd sold off its investment in Z Ltd on 31st December 2016. Therefore, Z Ltd was a subsidiary of A Ltd as on 1st April 2016. Hence, Z Ltd will have to prepare its financial statements as per Ind AS.